It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I am Iron Man.
I'm Pickle Rick!
I have a dream.
I am your father.
I'm Sean Spencer. This is my partner, Gus Silly Pants Jackson.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
God bless America.
Avengers!
Assemble.
That's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life.
Welcome back to life, you beautiful humans. On today's episode, we are talking about cowboys. Yes, real life cowboys that wear the hat, stomp the boots, say yeehaw, all of it. Real life cowboys exist in 2022, and we're going to talk about them. But before we can do that, make sure you're following at That's Life with Jacob on social media. That is at That's Life with Jacob on social media. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, exclusive content, exclusive videos, exclusive movie reviews. All these fun things are on the social media, and if we have a larger presence on social media, we can grow the podcast even more. I say we because it is me and you. This is a partnership, okay? And I need your help in this partnership. At That's Life with Jacob. Now let's get into the world of cowboys.
Well, hi there, I'm a cowboy. Bang, 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 bang. Shoot, 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 bullet, bullet, gun. Zap, 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 pow, zap, pow. What are they looking at?
I made a mistake. You should just be still, act like a stool.
Wait! Howdy, guys.
Nope, stools don't
Come
talk.
sit on me.
Stools don't talk.
So maybe I just need to widen my gaze, broaden the horizon a little bit, get out of my own little bubble, because I did not know that there are grown adult men out there that claim to be real life cowboys. Grown men that say, I'm a cowboy. They say it. They will let you know. They don't just wear the hats and the boots and the plaid shirts tucked into the most starched jeans in history. No. They claim to be real life cowboys. And I know what you're saying, Jacob. Maybe they were heading to a costume party. Maybe they work at Dollywood. Are you sure they don't bartend downtown Nashville? Nope, I'm sure. They're real men that think they're cowboys. I met like 30 of them this weekend. And I'll tell you the story of that at the end of the program today. But there are grown men out there that say, how you doing? Well, howdy. Where's the market? Well, I'll tell you what, darling. I'll see you there at noon sometime. What the frick does that even mean? Our government came out during COVID. And a lot of people just brushed this off to the side like, yeah, no big deal. Our government came out during COVID and said, ladies and gentlemen, not only do aliens exist, UFOs exist. They've existed for hundreds of years. They walk among us. We study them. We've got them at Area 51. And like 7 people went down to Area 51 to protest and were like, show us the aliens. But everybody else in the United States just said, yeah, okay. Yeah, guess there's aliens now. I understand a pandemic was going on, so everybody's just like, we need to focus on our own health. And I'm like, no, forget that. Let's talk about the aliens that were just said to have been existing in the United States for the last 300 years. Oh, we want to ignore that one? Oh, no problem. But we accept that. That's okay. It's okay for the little green guys to be running around the world and to be plotting to murder us all here in a couple years and take over Earth as their own. That's fine. We're going to ignore that. But here's something I will not ignore, and I will protest till the day that I die, and I will get the entire country behind me. Why do we ignore aliens and then act like real life grown adult men acting as cowboys isn't out of the norm? We're just like, yeah, UFOs. How about the man on the horse in Kroger's parking lot? And by the way, this is not just a Texas thing, because everybody's just like, well, of course there's cowboys in Texas. Woohoo! Yeehaw! No! It's all over! There's grown men in Nashville, Tennessee that claim to be a cowboy. I think comedian Tom Segura said it best. Do you know who loves to be cowboys? 7-year-olds. Do you want to know why? Because their brains aren't developed yet. Now, I'm not sitting here claiming that cowboy work doesn't exist anymore. No, there's ranches, there's farms, there's fields to plow, horses to tame, cows to milk, bulls to kill for food. I get all of that. And if Yellowstone has taught us anything, it's that people really love cowboys. I am on 100%, I understand that work exists. I understand that those people need to exist. By the way, who else is going to populate Iowa, Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, Idaho? Who else is going to populate that besides farmers and ranchers? I get all that. I 100% get it. We need it. Those people are essential. Those people are the backbone to this country. Those people are what make America run. Those people are what fuel our economy and our food markets. They're what brings succulent corn to the tables of hungry families. I get all that. I'm not discounting them. You don't have to dress up as a damn cowboy to do it. You don't have to adopt the cowboy persona. Well, how you doing? Well, yeehaw, yeehaw. Do you want to go see a movie? That sweet tea sure is sweet. They all sound like Prospector Pete from Toy Story 2. I'm not discounting the fact that they are not essential. They are 100% essential. I'm not discounting the work that they put in. They are the hardest workers. I'm not discounting the fact that they live in places that nobody else would rather live. 100%. We need people in those states. It's you. You're the backbone to America. You don't have to wear a 10-gallon cowboy hat to do it. You don't have to wear a pair of jeans that you can't sit down in because they're that starched. You don't have to wear a plaid shirt and leather vest in 98-degree weather in Texas because cock-a-doodle-doo. You don't. Even country music. Look at your country music. Those are probably your heroes, right? Look at the country music stars. What do they wear? Skinny jeans with holes in them, graphic t-shirts, forward ball caps. Boom. Adopt it. Wear it. Enjoy it. The world will accept country music stars to dress like that. So why do the ranchers still have to pretend like it's 1812 and they're getting ready to go to the market or go to the saloon so they can pick up their whiskey so they can plow their fields so their 12 children won't die? That's all I'm saying. This is not a knock on cowboys. It's a knock on people who dress up as cowboys and pretend like it's 1812 all over again. These are the kind of guys that have barbed wire tattooed around one arm and John Wayne's face tattooed on the other. Listen, I couldn't do the work. I couldn't snap a chicken's neck so that way I can enjoy some KFC on a Friday. Or Zaxby's or Popeyes. Or Cane's. Or McDonald's. I don't know if we can call that chicken. But you get what I'm saying. Who's gonna do it? Jacob? No. I collect comic books. I coach girls volleyball. The last thing I'm going to do is go, oh, come here, chicken. I know you're enjoying life right now, but guess what? I need to eat. No. We need you. You are right up there with fire departments and police departments. You're right up there with those people. That's how much you matter in this world. That's how much you matter, especially in America. Who else is going to go out there and say, look at the little baby cow that's now a grown-up cow? Well, now I got to kill you so that everybody in the world could eat. Only you. Only you. You all have the hard jobs. Fire department, police department, military, cowboys. You all have the hard jobs in America. Well, I mean nurses and doctors. I'll lump them out. I don't want anybody left out. There's a couple of nurses that listen to this podcast that are probably about to choke me out. I promise. You all are right up there. Top 5. Top 5. Top 5's pretty good. Cowboys are definitely in top 5, but top 5's pretty good for nurses, okay? What I'm saying is, like, we need you because no one else is going to do what you do. No one else is going to work as hard as you do. Just stop the whole, well, howdy, partner, there's a snake in my boot. Stop it. Don't eat it. You can adopt the new cowboy persona that country music stars adopt, which is wear a pair of skinny jeans, a graphic t-shirt, or a Leonard Skinner t-shirt, or an Oak Ridge Boys t-shirt, name a vintage group that you like, perfect. Put on a Randy Travis ball cap and boom. I respect you again. But I'm sorry, when you come up to me and you're just like, howdy, partner, now how you doing? Could you tell me what aisle the apples are on? I'm sorry, sir, I simply can't, because you look ridiculous right now. Why are you wearing a leather vest and an ascot? Are you trying to solve mysteries with your talking dog? Then take off the ascot. Is this Magic Mike 3 Cowboy Comes to the City? Then take off the leather vest, man. And then I will happily point you to the apples. Now, I do want to say this. I do understand that every cowboy and cowgirl could kick the living crap out of me. 100%. And I want you to hear it one more time. You are essential to America. You are a backbone to this country. You are what helps make this country run. You're the hardest working people. You're smart. You're strong. You're independent. You're awesome. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is you don't have to dress ridiculous to do all of that stuff. You don't. My dad was a clown and a magician growing up. He didn't have to dress up as Hocus and run around and do kids' magic. He could have just done it with a sweater on. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, guys. I'm not calling you clowns. I'm just saying when you wear a leather vest and an ascot and assless chaps into a Costco to pick up your Lay's chips, it's just two different worlds that don't need to collide. Have you tried on a pair of ball shorts? Throw on some Crocs with it. Pick that man out a tank top and boom. Happiest man on earth. You'll finally understand what the word comfortable means. Being comfortable don't make you soft. You're still going to be able to kick my ass and bale 39 bales of hay in a minute or whatever the record is. You'll still be able to do all that. You can ride horses. But just dress like people. Just dress like normal human beings. Okay? That's all I'm asking. I would say the same thing to people that dress up, this is a real group of people too. I'm not trying to offend people, but there's a group of people that believe that they are still in the medieval times and they do blacksmith work and stuff like that, and they still walk around with like handmade, gilded vests and gold bead laced skirts. I'm just saying, people, can we all get just a worldwide dress code, no matter what job you do? Crocs, ball shorts, tank tops. You're comfortable, you're happy, and you're not wearing a cowboy hat. Now, obviously, I'm just joking. I'm just messing around. That's what this podcast is about, over-exaggerating and messing around. I absolutely would love any cowboy or cowgirl to come on the show, because I think it'd be a really fun conversation. So you're more than welcome to DM me on Instagram at That's Life with Jacob, and we'll get a cowboy or cowgirl on the show. That'd be a lot of fun. But the only reason I kind of, joked around and was talking about cowboys and cowgirls is because I went to my first ever rodeo this weekend. And I'm not talking about a rodeo where you saw somebody ride a bull once or you saw someone ride a bucking bronco. I'm talking about a full-on rodeo where they're wrestling animals to the ground, there's barrel racing, there's animals being let loose in a cage full of kids. This is the most fish out of water I've ever been in my entire life. So here's the story of the first ever rodeo that I have ever been to. So it was a very hot summer day in Columbia, Tennessee. Now, Columbia, Tennessee is about 45 minutes south of Nashville, for those of you who are curious. So I didn't venture way out into the country, but it was definitely country. And I was asked if I would like to go to a rodeo, to which I politely replied, no thank you. But to be a good sport, I went. And I strapped on my Birkenstocks, some tight shorts, and a bear t-shirt, because that's about as country as I got in my wardrobe. And I went to this rodeo. Now, already, for those of you who have been to rodeos, consistently go to rodeos, work with livestock, are in that country kind of lifestyle, mistake number one was putting on Birkenstocks. Because I guess my brain didn't compute that everything you would be walking in was animal crap or mud or dirt or sand from where the animals pooped and then they covered it up. Yeah, didn't know that, so instantly, bad idea. I looked like Frodo when he was walking up Mount Doom with his disgusting ass feet. No one wants to talk about how gross the Hobbit's feet were in those movies, but they were disgusting. But that's what I looked like. So I get to this rodeo, and we sit down on bleachers that definitely did not support the 400 people that were there. I mean, at one point, the whole bleachers are bowing, and then when everybody gets up and they're just, ooh-wee, woo-woo-woo, and they're doing that stuff the entire time, like the bleachers were just bending at will. And so I was waiting for a Europe situation where like half the bleachers collapse during a soccer game. I was expecting for that to happen, except at a rodeo in Colombia. So, flash forward to the event getting started. So, some guy who's our host for the evening, or as I'd like to call, some guy with a cowboy hat that they said looks like could be an announcer, so they made him the announcer for the evening. He gets up on stage, grabs the microphone, and he's there to hype the crowd up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Columbia, Tennessee, where you are about to see, folks, bring it in here, you're about to see the number 9 ranked bucking bronco rider in the world. And everybody's, yeah, bucking bronco rider, woo. And then he's like, and next up after that, you're gonna see the number 1 barrel racer in the entire world. And whoa, yeah, number 1 barrel racer. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, you bring your ears in real tight, you bring those eyes in real close, and watch what I'm about to say. You're about to see the number 6.5 ranked bull rider in the world. And everybody, yeah, 6th ranked bull rider, 6.5. It doesn't really make any sense, but who cares? America, woo! So that's how the evening started. It's just like a hype man / the guy who never left the microphone. He was just there talking the entire night. Introduces like these amazing events, all these ranked riders and all this other stuff. Great. And then he goes, ladies and gentlemen, before we can get started. And I'm like, oh, great, national anthem. Let's bring out your Murray County Sheriff's Department. Okay, great. We're gonna, clap for the men and women of our service and our law enforcement. They deserve it the most, right? So the law enforcement comes out and everybody's clapping and going crazy. Who, let's go. We love the police. We love all of you. Great. And I'm like, let's go, baby. Like, it was making me excited to be American. Like, let's go. We're supporting our troops. We're supporting the men and women of law enforcement, of the fire department, of the medical field. And I'm like, great. I love this. Like, this is great energy. And then he goes, now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to close your eyes and listen to this audio tape of what these men and women go through on a daily basis. And then someone popped in what I could only think was a cassette, maybe a CD player that was illegally downloaded off of YouTube or something, but it was definitely the worst audio quality that I've ever heard in my life. And they played an audio of like the life of a policeman and woman, which is a nice and sweet idea if it wasn't executed the way that it was executed. And maybe I'm too nitpicky. Maybe I just see everything through a comedic lens, so therefore I found it hilarious. Even though it shouldn't have been. So, the audio starts, right? And it's this big, dramatic, swelling of violins and like boom, 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 followed by this like roaring rumble, and you're like, okay, let's go. Like, I'm about to run through a brick wall for these men and women of the law enforcement. Like, this is a beautiful tribute. And then it opens up with like a donut order from Dunkin' Donuts, and like everybody, like, I'm not joking. It's just like, this is what they go through every day. Hi, can I get a number 3 with a large coffee? No, the extra glazed donuts would be great. And then it was like, dum dum, boom, 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 boom. This is what they go through every day. Woo, 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 woo. Excuse me, ma'am, did you know that you were speeding? I was. Will you please let me off with a warning? Absolutely, ma'am, because I'm law enforcement. Boom, 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 boom. That's what it was doing the whole time. There was nothing like they sacrificed their lives every day for the safety of this country. They sacrifice their lives every day for the safety of the people in your household. When your son or daughter goes out, you know that they're being protected by these great men and women of law enforcement. It wasn't any of that. And at one point, I'm not joking, they bring up how crappy they get paid. Men and women of law enforcement. How do they do it living with the money that they get from their job? How do you expect them to be heroes on a policewoman or man's salary? We'll never know. So basically, they bring out the police department to support them, to say how wonderful they are, and instead it turns into like a 3-minute audio montage of them being mocked, and it's like, they don't make enough money. They eat donuts. Let's go rodeo. And everybody's like, let's go! Woo! America! That's how the evening started, by the way. But I get it. I understood it. They were trying to support the men and women of law enforcement, which was beautiful. Then the sheriff comes out riding a steed with an American flag strapped beside him. He, comes onto the field, and I'm just like, let's go, baby. We're back. I'm back on track. I'm back to being all in. The audio and the video took me out a little bit, but now I'm back in. Now, hoorah, let's go, America, like, simplify. I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to run through a brick wall. The sheriff's out here just looking badass with an American flag, with a steed. And then they're like, now we're going to sing the national anthem. I'm like, I love the national anthem. Let's go. And so they bring out some guy, and then it goes back to being like a caricature again, where it's like this guy comes out, and they're just like, this is Steve. Here you go. And it sounded like he was, when you do karaoke at a bar, and like Tennessee whiskey comes on, and everybody's like, you're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey, you're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're trying to be country. You're trying to lean into the song. Just like if a guy sings like a Cyndi Lauper song, oh, girls just wanna have fun. Like, you're gonna try and sing like the person singing. Okay, I get it. It sounded like that's what he was doing. Because then they're like, gentlemen, please remove your caps and let's get ready for the singing of our national anthem. And it sounded like he was fake being country. It just did. No disrespect. Oh, say, can you say, hey, yeah, my dawn's early night. What so proudly we hailed, as my Ford is gleaming, and the Budweiser Reds glare, the Bud Lights bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the dirt road was there. Oh, say does the star-spangled guns that we wave for the fields that we plow and the home of the brave. And everybody, yeah, let's go. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he sung the wrong words. No, everybody's gonna clap. All right, I'm gonna clap with, because if I don't clap, I feel like I'm gonna get shot. And so that's how. I just find it funny how, like, how much how much I exaggerate. I get it. I'm embellishing the story a little bit, but it's all for good fun. So the evening goes on, and it's, pretty normal. The events are going on. Bucking Broncos are out first, and then out of nowhere, a rodeo clown shows up. And not the rodeo clown that, his job is to distract the animal so the rider can get away safely. This was just a rodeo clown who they gave him a microphone and said, roast the audience. Your job is to be the comedic relief. The announcer's job was to set him up. So very much at Abbott and Costello feel, he would throw the softballs. The clown man was supposed to knock it out of the park. The awkward part he just roasted the ladies the entire time. And I'm not going to lie, it's one of the funniest things I've ever been a part of, because I've never seen a mass group of women be so insulted by one clown, but for some reason everybody found it so entertaining. He comes out and he's just like, you want to know how I got here tonight? And everybody goes, how did you get here tonight? He goes, I drove. I didn't let my wife drive. That's why I'm here safely. Right? Women drivers suck. And the announcer's like, good one, clown man. Now to this event. That's how he's just going. He was going in from the beginning. He's like, every time in between event, he's like, Mr. Announcer Man. And he's like, what was that, clown man? He's like, one time I had 5 wives. And he's like, oh yeah, what happened, Mr. Clown Man? He's like, I divorced them all because I hated them. And everybody's like, that's hilarious. So it was a lot of anti-marriage jokes, definitely a lot of anti-women jokes. The funniest one, though, is when, the female riders would come out. And instead of, complimenting how well they did in the event, and, the one girl almost set, a world record or something crazy like that, and the announcer man's he's like, wow, score of 3.8. What do you think about that, clown man? And he goes, well, not only was that ride really hot, the rider's really hot. Am I right, everybody? And I'm just like, whoa, wow, I think we're crossing a very uncomfortable line here. Because the rider was also, 15. She was, one of the youngest girls to ever do it at this time stage. She's, 15 years old, and he's just like, am I right? She's smoking hot, everybody. And I was just like, first off, if anybody agrees to this is a felony. So how about we all just shut the hell up and get out of here as soon as possible? Oh, I wish I was making most of this up. I'm definitely exaggerating, but not as much as I would like to be. Oh. It was very much, it was very much built for a certain demographic. It was definitely built very much for a certain type of person. I'm not that person. I'm on the conservative side of life, but there's also a different side of conservative that I found out. It was oddly political, which was even funnier. It was if a rider didn't do well, he'd be like, well, that rider did not have control of his horse. Just like we shouldn't give horses control of the government. Am I right, everybody? And I was just like, whoa, okay, here we go. Left turn, now going down to political world out of nowhere. Sounds good. All right, well, it made for one of the funniest evenings of my entire life, to be honest. And for the most part, the rest of the evening went pretty normal, except for the one event. So, I spent the entire night, and when I'm at events like this, when I'm uncomfortable, I just joke about it, and when I'm not a big fan of something, roasting it helps me get through the night. And so, one point the announcer goes, it was supposed to be we're grateful for, the very beginning too. He's like, you know what we're grateful for? And it was supposed to be the men and women that are down on that dirt right there, because they protect this county. They're the reason. The men and women of law enforcement, they're the reason that America runs safely. That's what he was setting up. But instead, I just had to be an ass, if I'm being honest. So he's like, do you know what we're grateful for tonight? And I mumble under my breath, I go, AR-15s. This is funny. And everybody looked at me like, hey, if you say that again, we will pull our AR-15s out and murder you. I was like, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm going to shut my mouth. This isn't a time for Jacob to joke. The maddest I made everybody, though, was there was an event where they would release a baby bull. I don't know how old it was. It was probably the size of a Great Dane. It was a baby bull. I don't know. And there was 2 events with these baby bulls. The first one is a cowboy would be on the back of a horse. He would jump off the horse, grab it by its neck, choke slam it to the ground, and then tie its legs up. Like, grown men were just picking up baby bulls and throwing them left to right, slamming them to the ground and tying their feet up, and it was called like a calf tie or I don't know. It was an event that's been around for hundreds of years. I don't know. It's how they used to do it back in the old days. I don't know. I don't care. I wasn't going to ask questions, but I was definitely rooting for the bulls and these little baby bulls the entire time. And so after a couple of these bulls being thrown to the ground, like, I'm like, yo, like, someone's got to do something. And the next bull that ran said, I got you, bro. And the guy jumps off, goes to wrestle it, and he falls to the ground. And the baby bull just trucks this man over and takes off running. I mean, he gets Marshawn Lynch up the A-gap. This rider gets knocked on his ass, and this baby bull just takes off, running free around the arena, almost to taunt the crowd, like, yeah, what's up? And everybody was like, boo. And I stood up. I'm not joking. I stood up and was like, let's go, baby. Let's go, bull. Get out of there, bull. Get him again. Get him again. I started rooting for the animals like I was watching my favorite football team on a Sunday morning. I'm not joking. So for the next like 20 riders, I'm just taunting the riders, which is not the popular opinion of the people around me. They were very unhappy that I was giving the bull its props for getting away. Because the purpose of the whole night is for these events to be completed. It's for these Cowboys to be successful. I mean, I guess I didn't realize that this is them competing for their national ranking. They're competing for money. Like, this is a big deal. And the people in the crowd are part of their family. This is the Cowboy Olympics, right? We have Michael Phelps. They have John Wayne. I don't know. I don't know who a great cowboy is in today's day and age. But it's like that's how important this is to them. And I'm just standing up rooting for the animals the entire night. And then there was another one where like two cowboys would get or cowgirls would get onto a horse with lassos, and they would have to lasso a calf once around the neck, once around the leg. And I guess this was like the first time that this has ever happened. Like, all these nationally ranked lasso horse riding people failed. Every single one of them. Every single one of them failed. Like, all these bulls are just skirt getting out of there. These little baby bulls are skirting away from it, and they're like 7 or 8 straight failed riders. And I'm just, let's go, bulls. That's right, baby. Yo, we up 3-1. This is 2016 Golden State Cleveland Cavaliers, okay? Except instead of being Golden State and giving up the 3-1 lead, we took it all the way to the sweep. Gentlemen sweeped them 4-1. Like, the bull, me and the animal, like, I can just picture, like, this is where my mind goes. I just picture the bulls in the pen, like, yo, we at least got one guy out there for us tonight. Like, heck yeah, man, I got your back. And then, so I guess that's the only thing that really, that one really upset people. And then, I don't know, the rest of the evening, a bull stomped a guy's face into the ground, and then they started doing the cowboy prayer. Dear Lord and Savior, by the lassos and boot spurs that we put on every day, we pray that this man not only stands up, but gets on the horse of life and rides his way to that ambulance in victory. And when he gets into that ambulance, he knows that it's a bullfight till the death. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Are we like, I was like, is he roasting the guy that just got hurt? Is this a normal thing? No, everybody's just like, amen, brother. Amen. Hallelujah. I understand. Jesus, in Jesus' name. And I was just like, wow, we're going. This is okay. He was fine, by the way. I'm not roasting like, and then he died. Am I right? Like, he's not dead. He was perfectly fine. Got up, walked off on his own power. And all that. And then halfway through the prayer, when the guy gets up, he just goes, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of the cowboy prayer. Woo woo! And I was like, well, I don't think you can click. Okay, well, he's going to go ahead and take he's going to go ahead and take the accolades for that one, because apparently it was his prayer that got the cowboy back to life. But, I'm not going to ask any more questions than I have to in an event like this. But then the only other thing that I really found, like, absolutely insane was the rodeo clown, one of our favorite friends. He's like, can I get all the children out here? And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think he's allowed within 30 feet of them. So I don't know. Why are they bringing, they're all going to bring him down. In fact, the police are going to escort these kids to the clown. Well, we're all accomplices to the crime at this point. So he gets there's 200 kids out there on the dirt. And the clown goes, and apparently this is a very normal thing. The clown goes, there's a little cow that has a ribbon on his tail. It's like pin the tail on a donkey, except it's already on the cow. First person to get the ribbon off the cow's tail and bring it to the clown man, he's going to give you $100. And so the clown's like, that's right. All right, release the cow. And then they release a baby cow. And there's like 300 or 400 kids charging this thing. And it's just trucking kids left and right. I mean, 3-year-olds are being thrown and kicked. And everybody's parents are taking pictures, clapping. Like, where the hell's child services? What is going on? There's a live animal just trucking and juking these kids out all over. And then everybody's just like, woo, get him, Tommy. Oh, Tommy just got kicked in the face. You can get it next year, Tommy. Bring daddy that $100. Come on. Let's go, Susan. And yeah, that's a real thing that happened. And apparently it's a very normal thing. A young man won the $100. And then the clown goes, all right, everybody, get out of here. Because in 3 minutes, we're definitely releasing animals. And we don't really care if you're here or not. Like, they would have no qualms. They would not have cared. There could have been 70 kids still trying to get out. They're still releasing the bulls. They don't care. Show must go on. Okay? And in fact, there was a girl that was left behind. The clown gets on the intercom or gets on his microphone. He's like, did anybody lose a 3-year-old? And, you know, at this point, in any normal situation, a 3-year-old that doesn't know where her parents are would be a concern. Not to us. Not to everybody at the rodeo. Because the clown goes, did anybody lose this 3-year-old? What's your name, sweetie? My name, Rachel. All right, did anybody lose a 3-year-old named Rachel? Well, you better come get her because the bulls are going to be out here in 2.5 minutes and I ain't stopping. Not joking. That's 100% real. And I think he was trying to be funny, but he also didn't laugh, and it made me really uncomfortable because I was like, nope, this is not a joke. This is not a set-up punchline thing. This is I think you're really going to go. I mean, I almost claimed a 3-year-old girl named Rachel just so she was safe and didn't get trampled over by the horses. So all that being said, that's my first ever rodeo experience. And it was a lot of fun, you know? It was something at least. But to end the night, they go, we're going to have a fireworks show for you folks. You waited all night. You stuck along with us. So we're going to blast off some fireworks to send you off. Perfect. I love a good fireworks show. It's a great way to end a night with a sexist clown. A lot of people that scare me. And, it's just a great way to end an event like this. And every year, I put on a fireworks show for the 4th of July. Spend about $300-400, and it's what I would call an okay show. It's great for a neighborhood. It's bad if you're going somewhere and paying for an event for this to end your night. You would be like, wow, we wasted a lot of money to see some really crappy fireworks. I looked like New York City on New Year's Eve at 11:59, right when we're about to get to midnight. We're having this massive celebration. The fireworks go off at midnight. Oh, it's amazing. I looked like that compared to the fireworks show that they ended the night with. So it's already just a night where I'm sitting back going, I don't know how I'm going to make it out of here alive. I was waiting for Cowboys and the family members and the people in the crowd to take me behind the lemonade stand and beat the living crap out of me. And then they just end the night with these jank-ass fireworks. Just end it that. They're just like, boom, we're going to finish the night right here. We're going to finish it big. And someone on the way to the show that night bought, 3 little boxes that each had probably 6 fireworks in them apiece. They start playing the song, God Bless the USA by Lee Greenwood. But the fireworks show was so short, it didn't even go through the entire song. It wasn't like a 3-minute full version of God bless the USA, and then fireworks finish off the song, right? We got through like a quarter of the first verse. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas. Boom, and we're done, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night. I'm like, we didn't even get through the first verse and the fireworks show's over? Those 7 fireworks, that was the finale? Yep, it was. Have a good one. Come back next year. And, if that's not a poetic way to end my first ever rodeo, what else is? So, I'm thankful that I went. You've got a clown that definitely is not a fan of women. You got animals that are definitely being well taken care of. You got cowboys that have 2 teeth in their head. You got an announcer that I don't know if he's going to sign a full-length contract or if he's going to go back to being a spectator like he was going to be before he got there that night. But all I can say is this. All jokes aside, all exaggerating aside, I cannot wait to go back next year. Well, there it is. This episode is in the books. I had a lot of fun doing this episode because I just got to be a crazy man. I got to make up stuff, exaggerate, be insane. I would say 97% of what I said is 100% accurate and true, so take that with a grain of salt. I loved this episode. If you loved it, if you like it even a little bit, share it with a friend at That's Life with Jacob on social media. Please join the family on there. You beautiful humans are always so fun to talk to. Once again, everybody, I'm Jacob Courtwright, and that's life.
That's life. That's life. That's what all the people say.